Thank you very much. It's great to be back with the Meyerland Democrats. Back in 2012, Allison and I had the honor of hosting the 10th anniversary of the Meyerland Democrats in our home down the street, and it's good that we had it back in 2012, because unless we were doing a Pioneer Days theme, we wouldn't be hosting anything there now. And so we're definitely going to talk about flooding this evening, because it's something we've experienced. But I wanted to talk about that anniversary for just a moment, because at the event, a founding member of the organization pointed out to me that back in 2002, when the organization was getting off the ground, who the first speaker was. And it was me, and I was running for Congress. And it's phenomenal to watch how this group has grown and prospered over the years. And so my congratulations to the Meyerland Democrats, and of course today is a historic evening because we're joined by more Republicans than we've ever had at Meyerland. As you know, I just couldn't resist. I'm sorry. And I'm sure you'll be doing the same to me at pachyderm meetings. But I did have the privilege of representing this area as a member of Congress. I had the privilege of representing the area as an at-large member of the Houston City Council, and decided to get back in the public arena this year because I believe that the city of Houston is perfectly positioned to move to what I call the next level, and to not only be the fourth largest city, but to actually start acting like the fourth largest city and to become one of the most modern cities in the entire country. Cities that are moving forward at the fastest pace in this day and age are fully embracing the advancements in technology. Cities like New York and Chicago and Boston are the ones you hear routinely mentioned. Well, I want the city of Houston mentioned right along with them, because when you fully embrace technology, you empower neighborhoods and communities like never before. You allow for problem-solving ability like never before. And to become the most modern city, I think it's imperative that we start embracing those advancements in technology. But it's not all about computers. It's also about looking at how we can do more with what we already have, how we can repurpose some of our assets. And one of the ideas that I've put on the table that I'm very proud of has to do with the city's library system. I've always been a huge proponent of our library system, but obviously its traditional role of providing access to books and periodicals has been somewhat diminished in recent years because of the advancements in technology. Well, how can our library system remain relevant? How can it continue to be a valuable asset for the city of Houston? Well, my idea is to look at the underutilized space in our library system and transition and renovate that space into pre-K classrooms. There's almost universal agreement among Republicans and Democrats that access to pre-K is one of the greatest insurance policies ensuring future success in school. I believe the city needs to get in this game, and we're in a position to partner with educators in school districts and provide space. I believe we need to be doing that. I think that's what modern cities do. Look at what you have and how can you do more with what you have. This club was founded to uphold and to talk about democratic principles. And there's an old saying that there's no such thing as a Republican or Democratic pothole, and I completely agree with that, and both the Republican, Democratic, and Independent potholes all need to be filled. And so we are going to have to address our infrastructure, and that's something else modern cities do. I have 1 minute left, so I want to go back for just a moment to what I talked about in the beginning, that congressional race. I announced for that congressional race right down the street on the banks of Brays Bayou, because it was late 2001, we'd experienced Tropical Storm Allison, and it needed to be the #1 priority. And when I went to Congress, it was working with other members of the delegation. We brought home over $50 million for flood and drainage projects. Somewhere along the line, it fell off the priority screen. That should have never been allowed to happen. I assure you, after enduring what we've endured in the last couple of weeks and watching 3 feet of water come into my home and memories and mementos being drowned, it will always be a priority. We will fight for that funding, and we will also never let it fall off the priority screen. I want to be your next mayor. I want to modernize this city, and I ask for your support.
Arts? I don't have a question yet. I was asking.
She wants to ask about the arts funding. Absolutely. It was a battle that I fought as a member of Houston City Council. You might recall that an arbitrary cap had been put in place to keep the various arts organizations from getting their full percentage of the hot tax funding. That should have never happened. I supported doing away with the cap back then. I do not want to see any caps put in place. That tax should be generating, the percentage should be generating somewhere around $100 million for the various arts organizations, and I think that can be administered and fairly divided, and I'm certainly very supportive of that and have always been supportive of the arts here in Houston. Yes, sir.
You mentioned partnering with the schools. Are you referring to charter schools as well?
If they have programs that they want to come forward, I think it's going to have to be worked out along the line. What the city would primarily be providing was access to space, and as far as what the criteria is going to be as to who's going to provide the programs, I just want to fill that gap because there are gaps out there, and that's why we don't have universal access. And I think it's a perfect way to not only provide greater access to pre-K, but as one person very involved in early childhood education also pointed out, it's a great way to get parents to be coming into the library, hopefully picking up books that they'll be taking home and reading to their kids, another major challenge. In the back.
Would you support a sales tax increase to fund universal pre-K?
No. I don't think that there's the political will for any tax increases right now, and I think we're going to have to find ways to live within our means the best way possible. And we certainly need to get our arms around the financial challenges that we face. But other cities have faced greater financial challenges that we face, and they've dealt with them. And I believe that we'll deal with ours as well. And she's saying, please stop. And I know so many people say that silently in their heads when I'm speaking, and she just held up a card that said it. Anyway, thank you all so much.